I have with me two brand new 3D smartphones that we're going to be unboxing right now in this video. These are 3D smartphones, which means the display is actually in 3D and you can see the 3D effect without glasses or wearing anything special. The question is not whether or not it works at all, it's how good the 3D effect actually looks. Let's not waste any time, get these things opened up and see how good the 3D effect looks on these Android smartphones. Here's the less premium model, the CoolPad Daguan 3, and then the Daguan 3 Plus. Although neither of these are supposed to be very high-end smartphones, but let's open it up because that's not what's special about them. The special thing about these is that they have a 3D display. Let's start by opening up the regular model, the CoolPad Daguan 3. Here it is. I guess we got a charger block that comes with it. And then the phone itself right here, the CoolPad Daguan 3. This is actually my first time ever opening up a 3D Android smartphone, and this is really interesting because it comes with a case. I've never seen this before. Like literally this smartphone is packaged with a smartphone case already on it. I've never seen any smartphone do this before. Just like we saw in the photos in the video that I introduced this in, this texture on the back of the smartphone is actually pretty cool. But the important thing is how we turn this thing on and check out the 3D effect. Here's the power button, I think. Should power on. There we go. CoolPad Android. So we haven't seen anything yet, but I like it so far. And this CoolPad Kulos opening thing is not in 3D. Now we're finally at the home screen. So it looks like all the apps that it had me prompted to download are downloading very quickly. And these are all apps that look like they're meant to use in China because this is a Chinese smartphone. We're gonna have to figure out how to view stuff in 3D on this smartphone because it didn't give me any tutorial or onboarding. While I'm waiting for these things to download, I'm just gonna take it out of the case so we can appreciate how this phone actually looks without the case on. Here we go. So let's take this off. Now you can see really clearly how the back of the phone looks, the design and everything. That cool looking black pattern on the bottom half. I just think overall this looks pretty nice, and the orientation of the camera looks like you should be able to take 3D photos and videos, but that is not 100% certain, and I guess the only way to find out is to start testing this out and see if it actually works. This looks promising. We have something called the 3D media player. So now if we proceed to open this player, it's going to give us some demo videos that we can look at. Let's see how these turn out in 3D. This is the same video that's showcased on this tablet that's sitting here in the background, the Master Plus 2024 from Proma. And then it's also on my iPhone. It's on 3D Fan, the app that you use to watch things with the iPhone 3D protection screen, to watch things in 3D on your iPhone. Let's play this video. All right, so it's in 3D, but there's a lot of crosstalk going on that I don't really see on the other devices. So very simply, it seems like you can easily enable eye tracking. If I push the SBS button, it'll turn it into this left and right side-by-side images. So there's some very basic things you can do quickly. And then brightness adjustment there. If we rotate the screen, it doesn't seem to rotate. Yeah, first impression, this is actually in 3D. And while that's kind of cool, at the same time, I can't help but feel like something is just off about this one. Like it doesn't feel the same as the really high quality 3D that we're getting with the 3D experience on the iPhone that I've introduced in my other videos, and then also the incredible 3D tablets like this one and the Nubia Pad 3D and the LoomPad 2. Any of these 3D devices, like this kind of, while the image is, I would say it's clear, but there's a lot of crosstalk and ghosting, not just in the pop-out. The pop-out looks pretty awful. The outline of these people actually looks pretty bad too. So this is surprising. Let's take a look at a different video and see if it looks any better. Now this one doesn't have as much crosstalk really, but problem here is that like the 3D mode feels like it's sort of low resolution. It feels kind of fuzzy. The image is sort of a fuzzy image in 3D, and then the depth is good, but yeah, the main thing is just the clarity here. While this screen seems to be a nice big screen with a good color, very nice looking in 2D when viewed in 3D, it just sort of feels like cheap 3D might be the best way to put it. Maybe it depends on the video. This is actually pretty cool. This one looks nice in 3D, and I think the effect is good enough to enjoy. Like, this screen size is nice and big. It's not the clearest image I've ever seen, but it works. Just feels a little bit unstable with the pop out. I think it's sort of close to the iPhone screen protector quality in 3D. So these are just movie clips in 3D, and I think, yeah, this is pretty cool, like, to me, to be able to enjoy 3D on a mobile device like this. Here's another video in 3D. Really, it looks surprisingly nice. I was actually kind of expecting this to suck, to be honest. You know, I wasn't hoping for the greatest looking 3D, but this is cool. And with this video, the pop out is nice. Right now I turned the head tracking off, and when I hold it in the right position, there is some crosstalk, but it's not too much. I mean, it happens on all these devices right now. So for me, yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Yeah, it really does feel like an immersive effect. So that's how videos look. Let's see some of the images that we have on here. So I just took an image with this camera, and I guess by default, since it ends up looking messed up like this, it's trying to show me this image in 3D, but the camera didn't take a 3D photo. I'm not sure if it even can, which would be really disappointing because, I mean, look at this camera. Why would you release a 3D smartphone with this camera and have it in this orientation and then not support 3D photo and video capture? That's just beyond me. This is interesting too. They actually have an app that's called Migu Video, and it's a 3D app. And if we try to view some of this sports content, like, it has licensed content in here that's not going to be viewable in this region. It's playing in 3D, and this is kind of cool. Like, this scoreboard thing is popping out, and then the the athletes in the background and everything are in 3D. The problem is this is loading from China, so it's gonna not run very smoothly from where I am, I think. But I think there's a ton of stuff that we need to try out with these phones to really say how they're working and all the different things they can do. But for now, let's open up the other one, the more premium model, the 3 Plus. I think I remember that the design for this one looks kind of interesting too, so hopefully the phone itself actually feels and looks nice. They were saying the texture is supposed to be a unique kind of texture for this phone. It supports 5G, it says on the box. Yeah. Outside of that, the screen size should be larger, I think, and everything else might look and feel the same as the one that we just looked at. This one, similarly, is inside of a case, right? So when we take it out of here, it's already in this smartphone protection case, and you can see that this one's got a completely different looking texture on the back. It's also sort of a unique premium feel to it, and then the camera setup is totally different with this one. So looking at this particular model, it just doesn't seem like at a glance that this is something that would support 3D video capture and photo capture. Let's take it out of the case and look at it more closely. Here we go. So this is how it looks outside of the smartphone case. I'm a fan of the designs of these phones, but the actual functionality and the 3D effect is the most important thing. Let's turn this one on and see if it's any different. All right, so this is the home menu of the second model. And if we compare the screen size, actually, if you look at them, they are the same size. So I was wrong. The screen size is not bigger for the more supposedly premium model. It's brighter right now for some reason. Increase the brightness. If I have them both at max brightness, you can see just kind of how they compare, even though I still have the case on the first one we opened. The only differences might very well be the camera quality, the design on the back of the phone, possibly some specs. The chip that they're using might be more powerful with this Plus version, but what I would like to see is whether or not the 3D effect that we just saw on the other phone looks the same with this one. The same exact, display quality and 3D quality. I'm not noticing any difference right now. So I think that's the most important thing, Yeah, it's working in 3D and it looks just like the other phone. Here's one with extreme pop out. Let's just try this one to finish it off and then I'll end the video. All right, so it's popping way out of the screen, but there's a tiny bit of crosstalk visible. Actually, when head tracking is locked onto you and it's working well, I think the 3D effect is good. Looks like this ring is floating right here outside of the screen. Just the resolution might be a little bit lacking, but I think it's pretty nice. So what did you think of unboxing these phones? If you enjoyed this video and liked watching these types of unboxings and finding out about interesting new devices like these, don't forget to like and subscribe. My personal impressions are this technology is either the same or a worse version of what I'm using in my iPhone. This display is in 3D, which to me, at a glance, this has higher quality than what we're seeing on these Android smartphones. I gotta spend some time with all of them and do some direct comparisons, figure out how to get photos on these before I can definitively say how much of a difference, if at all, there is between the quality of the 3D effect on these versus the iPhone 3D screen protector. That's pretty much all I can say for this video. The 3D does work and it looks okay. Maybe there's some interesting things that you can do with it and I'll try to explore, and if I find anything interesting, I'll definitely make another video about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.